Meet Mark and Carla. They are both 32 years old, they live in the same city, and they hold the exact same job title. But their paychecks look very different. Mark clears $145,000 a year. Carla earns $72,000, roughly half of what Mark takes home. By every visible measure, Mark is winning the race. He has the newer car, the nicer apartment, and the lifestyle that suggests he's already made it. Yet, despite Mark's massive income advantage, their trajectories are completely inverted. 10 years from now, Carla will be in a position to walk away from work forever, while Mark will likely still be trading Mondays for money, just one bad quarter away from financial panic. This happens because salary is a deceptive measuring stick. It tells you how much money flows toward you, but it says nothing about how much stays. And in the game of wealth, staying is the only part that counts toward the scoreboard. Most people can tell you their salary to the dollar, but they have no idea about the actual variables that determine when they can stop working. Today, we are going to calculate those figures, run the real math, and see why Carla is outrunning a salary twice her size. To see what's actually happening, we have to look at the first number, net worth. This is the simple subtraction of everything you owe from everything you own. Your cash and investments go on one side, your loans and debt go on the other. Mark earns $145,000, but between his leased German sedan, high-end clothes, and $11,000 sitting on a credit card, his liabilities nearly match his assets. On paper, Mark's net worth is close to zero. He is a high-income person with a low-income balance sheet. Carla, on $72,000, has $91,000 invested in index funds and $22,000 in cash for emergencies. With no car payment or credit card debt, her net worth is $113,000 and rising. She is more than $100,000 ahead of Mark because she focused on what she kept, not what she made. There are two quiet ways to lose this game. The first is high-interest debt, which drags the scoreboard backward while you sleep. The second is holding too much cash. While it feels safe, inflation slowly eats its value from the inside, keeping your net worth standing still while the game moves on. Federal Reserve data shows that the typical American household sits on far less wealth than the paychecks passing through their hands would suggest. This gap between lifetime earnings and the actual pile you keep is the entire story of personal finance. Your net worth is the ultimate receipt. It proves that looking rich and being rich are often total opposites. The loudest lifestyle is frequently the one with the emptiest scoreboard. While net worth shows where you stand, your savings rate shows how fast you are moving. This is the percentage of your take-home pay that you keep and invest instead of spend. This number is powerful because it pushes on both sides of the equation at once. When you cut spending, you don't just have more money to invest. You also lower the amount of money you actually need to live. A raise only helps one side, but a high savings rate attacks the problem from both directions. The math behind this is surprisingly steep. If you save 10% of your take-home pay, you're looking at 51 years before you can stop working. If you can push that to 50%, the timeline collapses to just 17 years. Every extra percentage point you save removes years from the end of your working life. Mark is currently saving about 5% of his income, which puts him on a 40-year track. Carla saves about 35%. On this curve, Carla reaches freedom in her late 40s, while Mark will still be at his desk a full decade later. Most people fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. When Mark got a $20,000 raise, his apartment got nicer and his car got newer. His income went up, but his savings rate stayed flat, meaning he didn't actually get any closer to the finish line. Your savings rate is the speed limit of your financial life. It is the one variable you have the most power to change starting this afternoon. If the savings rate is your speed, the financial independence number is your finish line. To find yours, take your annual expenses, what you actually spend to live for a year, and multiply that number by 25. This is based on the 4% rule. Market history shows that if you have a balanced portfolio, you can withdraw 4% of it annually without running out of money. Since 4% is 1/25 of the total, having 25 times your spending creates a self-sustaining engine. Because Carla's life is lean, her expenses are $45,000 a year, making her target roughly $1.1 million. Mark's lifestyle costs him $130,000 a year, meaning his finish line is way out at $3.2 million. He has to save 3 times as much as Carla just to sustain his current life. This exposes the cruelty of the inflation trap. Every time you permanently raise your spending, you don't just save less this month, you actively push the finish line further away. You are running toward a target that is moving faster than you are. The FI number converts a vague fear of having enough into a specific dollar figure. It shows that the person playing the easiest game is simply the one whose life costs the least. To see why these numbers matter more than a salary, imagine an economic recession. Both Mark and Carla are laid off on the same day. Mark, with a net worth near zero and high fixed costs, is in immediate crisis. He has maybe 3 weeks of runway before panic hits. Carla, with $113,000 in assets and a low-cost life, has well over a year of runway. The layoff is a catastrophe for Mark, but for Carla, it's a sabbatical. We've been told for years that the secret is simply to get a good job and a high salary. But that slogan collapses when you look at the math. A big salary poured into a bloated lifestyle produces nothing on the scoreboard. This weekend, take 10 minutes to find your own numbers. Calculate your net worth to see where you are starting. Find your savings rate to see how fast you're moving. And multiply your expenses by 25 to see exactly where the road ends. Every future raise or bonus is a binary test. You can use it to buy a more expensive version of the same trap, or you can use it to pull years off the end of your working life. The world will always tell you that salary matters most, because the world is trying to sell you the lifestyle that eats it. The math knows better. Run your numbers, ignore the illusions, and start paying yourself first.